All right, cool. So yeah, I want to talk about this, man, real quick. So this film came out on Netflix called Straw,
Yep.
and it's a film with Did you see it by any chance?
Hell no. But I mean, I've heard about it. I can't stop hearing about it. My mother watched it. My wife wants to watch it. Every woman on my Facebook and everybody around social media has watched it. So I definitely know what you're talking about, but I have not.
And like people said, like I seen it too. Like I seen people reviewing it. They was like, oh, it was good. Some people said it was bad. Some people said that she had so much negative stuff that continued to happen, to her. Well, it's about a 55-year-old, or excuse me, Taraji P. Henson, and she's just going through everything, all the struggles in the world. And so Tyler Perry has came under criticism, right? Because a lot of his movies, probably like 90% of them, are about black women struggling, cheating, doing all types of debauchery. And he actually talked about it. He talked about, why he continues to say that. He says, I say nothing to those people who think that my films focus on the struggle of black women, because they are right. It does. And he said this during an interview with True Love magazine. He said, having the opportunity to depict black women on screen as raw and honestly as he like. What I'm doing is a service to all people so that we'll know that black women are not just strong in one thing. They are all things, and they go through all things, and they go through all these different things. Now, again, he got his Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I Could Do Bad All by Myself, The Family That Prays Together, a litany of titles. And I haven't seen not one of those movies. I mean, I've heard of them, I've seen pieces of them, but every time I see the previews, I'm like, I'm not watching this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, he continued, on talking about, he says to have the opportunity to be able to paint all these pictures and all sides was something that I'm paying homage to my mother, to my aunt, to my sisters, and my friends and my cousins, and the things that they all went through. So that is, his explanation of why he continues to have these type of movies with single black women and black women doing some wild things. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, you're very, entrenched into the acting field.
Yeah.
How do you see this?
I struggle with Tyler Perry. I do, because on one hand, you can see that he tries to extend his hand down and help black actors, black women actors, black men actors. He does his part with his platform and with his company to go out and reach his hand and to employ black actors. And that shit's important, right? Because when you look at some of the people, he had Sinbad in there. Sinbad's first acting job since he fell sick and had a stroke. And you see Taraji P. Henson, and we've heard her over the years talk about how she never was fairly paid, or felt as though she never got the respect that she deserved as an actor and got compensated as such. I'm sure she got compensated well for that. That's the good side of Tyler Perry. The side that I necessarily don't agree with, or what I say and I'm opposed to, is black trauma, black drama equals millions of dollars. And he isn't stupid. He knows that. He knows if he pulls on the heartstrings of any type of trauma that a woman in general, but in particular a black woman, is going through, they're going to attach themselves to this film and watch it in drones. I've seen women who have dealt with losing their children talk about this movie. I've seen single mothers talk about this movie. I've seen strong black women who have dealt with shit talk about this movie. On the other side, I've seen some bum, bitter baby mama bitches talking about it too, right? And they just kind of, he has a great ability to tug on the emotions of black people. And sometimes I think that's to a negative effect, because as good as you have to touch the emotion in a negative way, you also, on the opposite side of that pole, have the ability to touch it on a positive way. And we don't see too much. And I'm not saying that he's a negative person, but like I said, black trauma and black drama equals a lot of goddamn money. And he focuses on a lot of black trauma and black drama. Now, I know some actors who have worked with Tyler Perry and has explained to me his working style on set. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, I would love to work with him to kind of deal and to experience the process that I've heard about. I ain't trying to go in there and do no wild shit, but he ain't always making men do wild shit either. But the process is something I'm intrigued with. How he chooses to write and distribute, and the messages that he decides to deliver to the people, sometimes I question. And that's my struggle, because like I said, he definitely understands that black trauma and black drama brings money, but at the same time, he employs a lot of these black people. So I'm 50-50 with it, man. I really am.
Yeah, and that's excellently well put. Because like I feel the same way about it. It's just like he does his part. He got the studio down there, all black everything. He's employing people. He's doing a lot, in that area and with black people. He's even, one of the people that, is switching now from the Hollywood scene from, to go to, the South or
Hmm.
New Jersey, or it's not just Hollywood no more. You can be anywhere, in certain areas, outside of Hollywood and really, have a strong, acting career. And he's one of the people one of the pioneers, I think, of that by
Yeah.
stepping outside the box and getting his own studio. He ain't got to go to Warner Brothers or Sony or whatever. He got his own that he can go to. So that we can't argue. It's almost like on the Jay-Z level. Like people want to talk all this negative stuff about Jay, and there's things you could say negative about him, but let's
Right.
talk about the positive as well when we're gonna talk about the negative.
Word.
But let's talk about the negative with Tyler Perry. I feel the same way. I feel like we all got tools. We all got gifts. It's how you use them. You could be, you could sing, you could be using, you're singing, to seduce women, and all types of crazy shit. Or you could be a rapper and using it to tear down people and talk about and glorify, things going on in the black community and make millions from it, like we see many people doing. Or you could use it in a different way to uplift people and to talk about the stuff that you go through, but tell them, all right, look, this is why you don't want to do it. This is what happened to me. When you in jail, when you in prison, bro, you crying every night. It ain't glamorous, and you think you some big man when you come home. Nah, I cried every night. Dudes
Hmm.
was trying to take it from me. I was starving. Like, oh, it's just how we use it, and the way he's using his gift. He says it like he's paying homage to his mom. I think he was raised by a single mother,
Yeah.
his aunties, so he can
Yeah.
relate. He relates to that more than somebody like a Ryan Coogler. A monster when it comes to making movies. Did you see Sinners?
I haven't yet, but I really want
Okay,
to. But I respect that brother's craft. He's a fucking animal, man.
I
Like
love
this
him.
dude is a problem, bro.
Yeah,
Straight up and
uh,
down.
the movie is just an excellent movie.
Hmm.
Like it's just it's a great movie. And he just continues to do it. He continues to do it, and I just have to salute that. Like all these guys, I salute because they're all doing something that I can't do, and they're doing great things. But there can be levels of criticism where we're not really, black. These ain't for black men. These movies, for really, you know what I mean? That's not the target audience. The target audience is these, like you said, these single mothers, these mothers that people that been through trauma that could, trigger a trauma response through
Hmm.
something they've been through, or this or that. So that's the market that he's catering to. But us brothers still got to speak out. And say, hold on, bro, let's try something different. You got your own studio. You can do whatever you want. Now it got to be approved through Hollywood. We all know through how it got to be approved and all that shit, but not really nowadays.
Nah.
Shit, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? And if Netflix pick it up, or Prime or whatever the case may be, you ain't never got to go through the big screen like that.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we seen and I was thinking about this when I seen Straw come out, and then obviously everything we talking about now I've been feeling the last couple of days. And then could you imagine if he did a movie on like a single father and the struggle? And he did Daddy's Girls, but that was a little different. Like if he did a male's perspective on what a male goes through. And not
Okay.
necessarily Tyler Perry, but if we seen those type of depictions on the screen, what kind of conversations and what kind of things that would trigger for us to maybe even help to offer some type of therapy, to offer some type of understanding that you aren't the only man to go through this. Or if he had a movie where a brother did crime, had to go to jail, and we watch his journey and his growth through prison and how he has to dealing with his kids in there and his family and the shit that affected him. Yeah, it's trauma, it's drama, but at the same time, it'll give a different perspective to go, damn. And maybe some of these brothers would understand it. Maybe they would kind of start responding in a little more of a positive light if there was just a little more of depictions, raw, real, happy, sad, whatever the case may be, of what we go through as well. Because that's one thing that lacks on screen is the black man's perspective, the black man's view as we walk through this world. We always see the thug, or we see the gangster, or we see the over sexualized dude that's out here fucking everybody that walks, but we don't know the real black man's journey as we walk through every day, the trials and the struggles and the tribulations that we go through trying to stay strong out here for our people. And I would love to see that. I would love to see it. I challenge anybody to do it. Either be
Yeah,
Ryan Coogler, Tyler Perry, you all got the talent, you got the resources. I love to see it.
man, that'd be crazy.
Feel me?
That'd be crazy right there.
Be
Wow.
crazy, man.
Yeah. 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 And know it's gonna happen soon. you know, with producers and actors and directors and whatnot. It's, you know, it's gonna happen soon for
It'd be
sure.
dope, man. It'd be real
Yeah,
dope.
for sure, for
You know what I mean?
sure. But yeah, man, another great topic. Got an interview to do.
Yes, sir.
So we'll definitely transition another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast.